So, following inflammation or following the trigger that may lead to inflammation, so this inflammation leads to infiltration of inflammatory cells. For example, granulocytes, monocytes, and lymphocytes, as can be seen here. These cells, they infiltrate inside the synovium of the joint, but however, as you know that cells of the body, they die by apoptosis or programmed cell death. So normally cells in the body die by apoptosis, but however, these cells that find their way to the joint also, they die, but the body cannot remove them, as it happens in a normal process of the programmed cell death. So these cells, following their death, I mean the immune cells, they become necrotic and release their intracellular citrullinated proteins in the synovium. And as you know that citrullination is a normal physiological reaction that occurs during cell death. So these citrullinated peptides will be presented to T cells because they are not removed normally, as it happens in the normal. Here, this is a B cell, autoreactive T cell may be present here, and also macrophages may be present here. So the macrophage present usually antigens to T helper 1, and this result in expression of interferon gamma. Interferon gamma recruit more macrophages, so recruited and activated macrophages produce tumor necrosis factor alpha and interleukin number 1, and these are pro-inflammatory cytokines that may lead to inflammation and destruction of the cartilage, destruction of the bone, and induce hyperplasia of the synovial membrane, and may lead to synovitis and may lead to tendinitis. So as I mentioned that macrophage present antigen to T helper 1, and B cell as an antigenic presenting cell present antigens to T helper 2. And actually T helper 2 help B lymphocytes to produce antibodies. And so presentation of citrullinated proteins to T helper and B cells, this will result in production of antibodies against the citrullinated proteins known as anticyclic citrullinated peptides or anti-CCB antibodies. So these antibodies, either they are formed here in the joint or they are formed outside the joint, and also they have the capacity to enter the joint. So reaction between the remnants of the dead cell, or I mean the citrullinated proteins, and their specific antibodies, the anti-CCB, this will lead to activation of the or lead to formation actually of immune complex And as you know, immune complex activates the classical pathway of the complement, and activated classical pathway result in formation of membrane attack complex and anaphylotoxins. The anaphylotoxins are C3A, C4A, C5A. C3A, C4A, they stimulate release of the histamine, and as you know, the histamine induces increased capillary permeability and vasodilatation, and C5A lead to influx of cells to the inflamed area, so increased capillary permeability and vasodilatation together with influx of cell, they will lead to inflammatory. So rheumatoid arthritis, it is an autoimmune disorder, and also it is an inflammatory. Actually, also early, it has been also shown that some individuals may upregulate antibodies of IgM or IgA to their own IgE antibodies, and this here, the IgE, it acts actually as an antigen. So the antibodies of IgM or IgA, when interact with antigen, also they will lead to activation of the complement. In addition to that, as can be seen here, this the joint here, there is an swelling, okay, outside, swelling outside the joint. So this is due to capacity of anti-CCB to come out of the joint. Also, they are capable to enter the joint, or they can come out of the joint. And also in some patients with rheumatoid arthritis, one can find extra articular manifestation, including pulmonary, cardiovascular, and maybe involvement of the GIT informed. The patient may present with irritable bowel syndrome, or may be associated with inflammatory bowel syndrome. So now I'm going also to talk about the genetic factors that can take part in the immunopathogenesis of the rheumatoid arthritis, or in this inflammation that leads to destruction. For example, here in the hand, a small joint, as can be seen here, the cartilage is degraded or destructed. The bone also get destructed. The synovial plane, there is a synovial membrane hyperplasia.